Level 1. The gift. You're 16. Your teacher asks why you missed school. You look her dead in the eye and tell her your grandmother died. She didn't. Your grandmother is fine. She's watching television right now, 40 minutes away. Your teacher's face changes, softens. She puts her hand on your shoulder. Take all the time you need, she says. And something clicks inside you. Not guilt, something else. You just watched a grown adult rearrange her entire reality because you said 6 words with enough conviction. You file that away. You don't think of yourself as a liar. Liars are nervous. Liars look away. You looked straight at her. You were calm. You were specific. You were believed. That's not lying. That's something else. You don't have a name for it yet, but you remember exactly how it felt. Level 2. The closer. You're 19. Commission only job at a furniture store. The other guys cold call and get hung up on. You walk the floor and watch. A couple by the dining sets, arguing quietly. She likes the oak table. He's looking at the price tag. You walk over. You don't mention the table. You ask how long they've been together. 7 years, they say. You smile. You tell them the oak table is what every couple buys when they stop renting and start building. You made that up 4 seconds ago. They buy the table. $1,400. Your cut is $210. Your manager asks how you closed it. You say, I just listened. He nods like that means something profound. It doesn't. You weren't listening. You were reading. That's the difference. That difference is going to be worth more than any salary you'll ever be offered. Level 3. The first race. You're 23. You have an idea for an app. Doesn't matter what it does. What matters is the story around it. You rent a WeWork room for $180 for the afternoon. You ask 2 friends to sit at laptops and look busy. Your pitch deck has market-sized numbers from a 2019 industry report. You meet an investor through a mutual contact. He's 54, sold a logistics company, been looking for the next thing ever since. 90 minutes. You don't talk about the app much. You talk about the problem it solves. You talk about his grandkids. You talk about the world they'll inherit. He writes you a check for $40,000. He shakes your hand, says he reminds me of myself at your age. The app never gets built. He doesn't ask for updates for 8 months. By then, you've already paid him back with interest from the money you raised from the next investor. He was happy. He told his friends. That day, you learned the most important thing you will ever know. The world doesn't run on facts or products or results. It runs on narrative. And you are very, very good at narrative. Level 4. The company. You're 26. Real office. 8 employees. A product that half works. $600,000 raised across 3 investors. None of them talk to each other. That's not an accident. Your metrics desk shows 12,000 monthly active users. What it doesn't show, 9,000 of those haven't opened the app in 60 days. What it doesn't show, 4 months of runway left. What it doesn't show, your product manager figured out the real numbers 2 weeks ago and quit without a word. You gave her a good reference. She never said anything publicly. You're not sure if that's loyalty or fear. Your remaining employees work hard. They believe. One of them turned down Google to join you. You remember the exact moment he told you that. You told him he made the right call. You said it with complete confidence. You said it without blinking. You're still not sure which part of you meant it. Level 5. The profile. You're 28. A startup magazine runs a feature on you. The headline calls you a builder for the next generation. The photo is you at a whiteboard covered in diagrams. The diagrams are real. You drew it in the morning of the shoot. The article quotes you saying things you actually said, in an order that implies things you didn't quite mean. You don't correct them. Your LinkedIn following goes from 800 to 22,000 in a week. Investors start emailing you. You used to chase them. That shift, When they start coming to you, that's when the numbers stop mattering. The story is the product now. You know this clearly for the first time. You also know you'll never be able to say it out loud, so you don't. You just smile in the meeting and let them pitch you. Level 6, the Series A. You're 31, $12 million, real institutional money, real due diligence, 4 analysts in your office for 2 weeks. They talked to customers, the ones you suggested. They reviewed financials, the ones your CFO prepared. They found what you showed them. They didn't find the churn rate. They didn't find the 3 enterprise contracts signed but never activated. They didn't find the 200,000 in deferred payables you've been rolling forward for 14 months. Not because they were stupid, because you are very good at this. And because everyone at that table needed a win. The fund needed to deploy capital. The partner needed a story for his LP meeting. You gave them the story. The wire hit on a Tuesday. That night, you sat alone in your apartment and felt something you couldn't name. Not happiness, not guilt either. Something closer to altitude sickness. The air is thinner up here. You're still learning how to breathe. Level 7, the leak. You're 33. A journalist has been emailing your PR person for 3 weeks. Her questions are specific. Too specific. She knows about the churn. She knows about the deferred payables. She knows about the product manager who quits. Your lawyer sends a letter, buys you 3 months. A board member resigns. Personal reasons, his email says. 2 engineers quit the same week. One posts something vague on LinkedIn. Your lawyer handles it. He deletes it. You are now spending more time managing perception than building anything. You tell yourself this is temporary. Every founder hits this. But at 2 a.m. on a Tuesday, you do the real math. Not the deck math, the real math. And the real math has a date. 9 months away. You stare at that date for a long time. Then you close your laptop and go to sleep. You've always been good at deciding what to think about and when. It's the same skill that got you here. Right now, it's the only thing keeping you standing. Level 8, the exit. You're 34. You sold your shares 6 weeks before the collapse. Legally. Your lawyers checked it 4 times. 140 employees got the email on a Thursday morning. Subject line, important update. By noon, it was on TechCrunch. 3 investors lost a combined 18 million. Your lead investor, the one who said you remind me of myself, lost $6 million. He's 67 now. You were in Lisbon when it happened, sitting outside a café, watching it on your phone. You gave one interview 2 weeks later. Plain shirt, tired eyes that were genuinely tired. You said you were devastated. You said the market conditions were unprecedented. You said you were proud of the team. The comments were split exactly down the middle. Half called you a fraud. Half said you were a scapegoat. You read all of them. You told yourself you were just staying informed. That wasn't entirely true. Level 9, the question. You're 35. Here's what nobody tells you about the con. You didn't trick those people. Not really. The investor who gave you $40,000 wanted to believe he still had the eye for talent. The board member wanted to believe he'd done his due diligence. The 140 employees wanted to believe they were changing the world. You didn't create those wants. They came pre-installed. You just stood in front of them and reflected them back. That's all you ever did. The con man doesn't trick people into believing. He finds what they already believe and charges admission. That's the part you can't explain without sounding like you're justifying it. Maybe you are. The question you can't answer, the one that lives in the box you keep closed, is whether any of it was ever real for you. The early days, the whiteboard, the part of you that actually wanted to build something. Was that real? Or was it the first performance, the one you ran on yourself? You don't know. And the not knowing is the only thing that follows you. Not the lawsuits, not the article, not the 140 people. The not knowing whether the first person you ever conned was you.